Hello everyone, Parker here. It's another beautiful day and I hope yours is awesome too. Now, I have a question for you and I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but here it is. Do you want to create better images? If so, check this out. I have 5 easy composition techniques that I want to share with you today that the pros use, including myself, to create amazing images every single time. So in this video, you're going to learn all 5, including 3 you've probably never heard of before, which are essential for creating amazing images. And stick around until the end and I'll reveal a bonus composition tip the pros use that can take your photography skills to the next level. If you are ready, let's do it. All right, so one of the first photo composition rules that I learned is probably the same one that you mastered when you began your photography journey. And that's because it's super duper easy to learn and apply, and it's easy to spot in photos. So let's see if you can guess which composition technique that I used for each one of these images. All right, so this one is pretty easy. I used the rule of thirds for this particular image to place this boulder here at a point where the vertical and horizontal lines intersect. And according to the rule of thirds, that's the best place to put your subject for a stronger composition. Now, the rule of thirds gets a bad rap, and some photographers say it's overused. Now, this is true to a certain extent because of how easy it is to learn and use. However, knowing when and when not to use it is critical. So check out the video link in the description for best practices when using the rule of thirds. All right, so the purpose of photo composition techniques and rules in general is to help you arrange the elements in a scene so that when you create it, it grabs a viewer's attention, and then what you want to do is guide them through your image to help them enjoy the story you're telling, or to take them to a particular focal point or direct them to your primary subject. And one of the best ways to do that is by visually leading the viewer to a focal point with a leading line. Now, this image has a subtle leading line right here that directs us to this boulder. Now, it's not the strongest example, but it gets the job done. Now, check out this next image, and you can see some man-made leading lines here in this hallway. I need to make sure I have that layer selected. So let's go ahead and delete that one. And we can see a leading line here, another one here, and then there's a couple up here as well. So this directs us to that point of the image. Now, in this next photo, we have another leading line here based on this trail that takes us into the image. So it's leading us throughout the image. This one also has a leading line from the left side to the right. And then we have a man-made leading line in this trail here. Once again, it's leading us into the image. And then we have another natural leading line based on this river here. This is the Genesee River in Letchworth State Park, and it directs us from the left to the right into this part of the image. And then where it connects, you can see there's a diagonal line here that leads us up the butte. So using leading lines this way makes the photo more engaging and dynamic. Another way to elevate your photo compositions and create better images is to utilize shapes in a scene. Triangles in particular are the most powerful. So incorporating triangles within your frame will make your photo compositions more engaging and your images more interesting. So triangles can divide the space, they can guide the viewer's eye, kind of like leading lines, and add a touch of visual interest. Now, it might seem challenging to see or find shapes in a scene, but spotting them becomes easier once you start looking for them. So let's take a look at a few examples. Now, in this image, this image is loaded with triangles. And I'm just going to draw out a few of them to point them out for you. We have a very large triangle right here. And then inside we have some smaller triangles. And this helps divide up the image into different sections. And then we have some triangles on the outside as well, which helps our eyes to naturally flow from one part of the image into another. Now, you can also find triangles in portraits as well. This takes a little bit more time and practice to find them and use them. So in this particular image, we have around 4 or 5 different triangles. The most obvious is this one right here with her arm around his head. There's a smaller one inside here as well. And then there's one on the outside here. And then there's a larger one out here. Again, this is all dividing the image into different sections and help bring everything together cohesively. Let's take a look at another landscape photo here. And this time we have a couple small ones and a few larger ones. So the first one is this point of interest here, this foreground interest that I included. We have a small triangle just based on the cacti here. The way that it's grown into this position, it has a natural triangle shape to it. This one is not as obvious, but there is a triangle here. There's another triangle over here as well. And then there's another one right here. So again, it's dividing the image into different sections, but it's still pointing everything towards our primary subject, which is this butte in the center. Now, we have one more portrait I want to share with you, and this one has a lot of triangles, and it might be difficult to see at first for this one, but if we take a look at this door here, we have 2 shapes that are similar, and if we connect the line here, and then if you take a notice, we have a latch right here, and if we point those ends, we end up with a triangle. So we have another triangle over here, we have a triangle here, and I believe there's another one here, and there's quite a few more. So let me go ahead and erase these, and I'm going to put this overlay on, and you can see all the triangles within this image. So when you're deciding on how to direct your viewer's attention, you can incorporate not just leading lines, but triangles as well to create a natural flow that feels intuitive and pleasing to the eye. All right, so this next composition rule is often overlooked, but it's crucial for elevating your photography, which is light. And yes, light itself is a composition technique, and it will drastically alter your image based on how you use it. Now, the key, before you press the shutter release button, is to think about the story you want to tell or create. And yes, every photo can tell a story, whether it's a landscape, wildlife, or portrait. And I explore this concept further in my Composition Made Easy system, which you can watch via the link in the description. Now, once you've decided on the story, timing becomes vital, specifically the time of day you're shooting, since it can drastically alter your final image. For example, this image here, I captured 13 minutes before sunrise, which is blue hour. And this next image, same location, same composition, was shot 51 minutes after sunrise. And you can see that the color tones and the mood of the image have changed drastically just based on the time of day. Now, here's another example. This is Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. And for this particular image, I created this 60 seconds after sunrise. And I just want to point out that at this particular point in time of day is the only time that you can capture the light beaming off of the Vermilion Cliffs here in the background and get that kind of lighting effect off of those cliffs. And here's the same composition, very similar actually, about 20 minutes later. So again, you can see how the timing of your shot can drastically change how your image looks. Now, another thing you can do with light is cast long shadows to create something different, unique, more dramatic, or whatever it is you're trying to create. Long shadows can play an important role in telling a story that is much more interesting versus, let's say, shadows that are shorter, like in this image. So this was shot more in the afternoon, and the quality of light is different. It's much harsher, and the edges of the shadows are sharper and shorter. Compare that to an image that is shot during golden hour. The quality of light is different, and the shadows this time are softer along the edge of the image. So it creates a different feeling and a different mood. And for this particular image, it coincides with the story that I wanted to tell, which is a love story, a romantic story. So the quality of light played an important role in telling that story. You can also use light to shape your subject. So again, shot during golden hour, we have longer shadows that wrap around the subject, which gives more depth and definition to the subject overall. And then one more image here, the color of light again gives us context on the time of day. Because we have this golden color, we know this was shot during sunrise or sunset. So light and shadows can play an important role in how your final images look. All right, so our next photo composition technique is powerful when used correctly. When you do, it will make your subject pop off the frame. And you can do that when you use color as the primary composition technique, whether contrasting colors, a limited palette of colors, or a combination of the two. Now, in this image, we have two primary tones, and the color of light, which again was captured during blue hour, enhances the natural colors of the boulders and rocks along this ridge, giving us the blue and purple tones. Now, the single large boulder right here, the color of it naturally draws our eyes to it because it stands out from the rest of the scene. So the simple use of colors makes it easy to direct attention directly where you want it, making the photo more striking and intentional. Now let's take a look at a color wheel, and we can see that we have our primary colors and then two colors picked out right here. And the colors on the opposite end of the color wheel creates contrasting colors. And when you use them in your photos, they can help your subject stand out in the frame. Now, I picked out cyan and orange because they're often used in movie posters and movies themselves because they help the actors and actresses stand out from the rest of the scene. So check this out. I have this rusty blackbird, which consists of yellows and orange. And because I have a blue background, the bird pops off of that background because of the contrasting colors. Now for this next image, I created this at the Monument Valley in Arizona, and we have two contrasting colors again, blue in the sky and then orange in the foreground, which brings us into the image. Now for this next image, we also have a lot of contrasting colors, and I shot this again during golden hour. Actually might have been closer to blue hour. And this was at one of the rims in the Grand Canyon. And we can see that there's a lot of yellow and orange in the sky. And then in the valley here, we have our blues and purple. So again, the contrasting colors are very strong and dynamic, which grabs your attention and pulls you into the image and around to different points based on the colors that you have in the image. Now, you may have noticed that this image was included in all 5 composition techniques. So blending multiple composition techniques is one of the most effective ways to elevate your images, and doing this catches the viewer's attention, keeps them engaged longer, and it's a shortcut to creating better images. However, we have one problem. Are these 5 composition techniques that we went through today perfect for your next image? Well, maybe, maybe not. The key is to choose the composition technique that best fits your creative vision. Don't try and force one if it doesn't suit your shot. There are also 5 things you should consider before selecting a composition rule, which I cover in my Composition Made Easy system right here. But if you've already seen that, dive into my composition playlist here to explore over 30 photo composition techniques and rules for your next photo. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.